Today we are going to interview Preeti Gandhi. She is a health and mindset coach. Uh, and I'm so excited to talk with her because she is breaking a stigma of age with being a healthy lifestyle, and she's helping many people to improve their lifestyle and live a healthy life. So, I'm really excited to talk with her, and we are going to know how she achieved this healthy lifestyle, how she is breaking the stigma, and how people are changing their mindset, and how people are, they are so focused on the healthy lifestyle, and why you should achieve healthy lifestyle, because it doesn't just help you look good, but it also help you to feel good. It can help you with if you have any underlying health condition, then you can help that as well. So let me go ahead and add Preeti so we can have talk with her. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Urvi. Let me put this in a spot where I can talk.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Good. How are you? Like, how is everything with all the pandemic and all?
Well, things over here aren't that bad. So, pretty much opening up, and yeah, we've been able to travel and be out since most of us are vaccinated now.
Yeah, I saw your stories last weekend, and it was amazing.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was glad I was able to get away for a bit. Normally, haven't been able to go anywhere, right? Travel anywhere. So, it was like a good trip to just take with my friends. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. How was the place?
It's really fun. It was our first time over there, and we would there was like a 3 hour difference, so just getting used to it for like 3 4 days was like quite challenging, but it was fun because we were by ourselves, and yeah, coming back, it's taking a while to adjust, getting to the normal life.
Yeah, obviously, and especially because like maybe from since last year we are not getting a break.
Yeah,
We cannot go
that,
out, and yeah,
that so it's been good to take the break.
yeah, nice.
How are things on your end?
Good. We were taking like small trip. We have a friends in San Francisco, so we just go to their house, and just for a change.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with our interview. And first thing, I would like you to tell our viewers that about yourself, and how was the life.
Yeah, sure. So, those who don't know me, I'm Preeti, and I am a full-time working mom. So, I work in corporate as a product manager, a senior product manager for this company called QVC, which is a video shopping network. So, that's where I work full-time, and fitness is my second baby, which I like to call, because I'm totally passionate about fitness and nutrition. And my mission started really with my journey. Like everyone else, I started this journey to get fit, to lose weight, because I had turned 40. And nobody tells you that when you turn 40, how your body changes. Like I have gone through my journey of weight loss, weight gain after having babies, the postpartum journey where you're trying to lose weight, because both my kids were like good 10-pound babies, so I put on like 50 pounds with both my babies. So losing that baby fat took a while, and I had my challenges, but I was doing it like by going to the gym, trying to eat a certain way. And when you're younger, you can lose weight much faster. As you get older, it gets even more challenging. In spite of you have lost all that weight, you're still going to put it back on with age, and just how your body changes. So for me, I had to find a sustainable way to stick with this. And a lot of us do this. I've done this, like crash diets, trying to find an easy solution, trying to make sure that, hey, something that works but doesn't interfere in my day-to-day life. And I still wanted to enjoy the weekends. I still wanted to go out with my friends. I still wanted to go and have a cocktail because I love my cocktails on the weekends. But finding that balance was very hard because I didn't know how to go about it. So I started this journey really for me, and for my kids, because I was that mom who's always tired, no energy at the end of the day. And a lot of moms will relate to that. Like, if you're working full time, and I was commuting 3 hours back then,
Wow.
zero energy when I would come home. And same thing, I would catch like a train 7 a.m. in the morning, get into downtown Philly by 8 a.m. and then work and then come home, and I would be like zero energy. So I had to change that. If you can do anything for your kids, to make their life better, it actually has to start with you. That's the way I believe. Like,
Yeah.
as a mom, you need to first take care of yourself, and then you can make everyone else in your family happy. So
Yeah.
that's why I started this.
Wow, nice. So yeah, yeah. So that was my next question. Like, why did you decided to be a health coach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Relates with how it started. That, first it was for my kids. And then eventually, my friends started noticing, but nobody would ask me what I'm doing. They would just watch me. And I was like, why am I not sharing this? Why are we so ashamed about sharing that we're doing something, right, for our health?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the biggest fear women have is, what if I don't sustain it? Then people are going to laugh at me. They're going to make fun of me. And that was my fear too. When my coach told me that, hey, Preeti, I think you should be a health coach. Because the way our coaching system works is we do our programs through Beachbody. And Beachbody has like workouts and the nutrition, everything figured out for you. All you have to do is guide other people on
Yeah.
it. So the way I did it, I was like, it's so easy and so doable by anybody. Why am I not talking about it? I think the number one hesitation for me was I did not see a lot of Indian women my age in this field. I usually see like the younger generation, their 20s or early 30s, showing off their really like rock solid body. And I'm like, I still have roles. I still do not have that perfect body. And that's back for the longest time. But then if I looked around, everybody around me did not have perfect bodies either. We all have our imperfections, and accepting it, I think, is so important. So that became my mission. Like, what am I hiding? Right? There are people who will tell me, oh, you still have rolls. And I'm like, yes, I have loose skin. I choose not to do anything about it because it's a 6 week, 7, 8 week process of getting, whatever taken care of. But the thing is, you have to learn to accept your body. Not everybody can do what other people can have that flat body or something. We're like real women. So I think that became my mission, to show women that you can be 40 something and you can still rock a body. You can still do a workout at home, learn to eat healthy in spite of a busy lifestyle. That's one misconception people have, is like, I have to do so much work. The biggest misconception is people are like, I have to do everything perfect to get it right. And I'm like, no, you have to start with one small thing and then
Mhm.
add on it. If you go with
Yeah.
that, I have to do everything, it won't work. So I think my goal was to change that mindset in women and show women that you can do this. Doesn't matter where you are, which stage of your life you are in. Whether you're
Yeah.
a mom, we have even 60 plus aged coaches. They're still rocking these workouts. If they can do it, no one has an excuse not to do it.
Yeah, that's totally true because like especially I would say in South Asian community we have that stigma, right? Every age has a limitation
Yep.
and we don't break that. It's like we are 40 now so we cannot do it. And you are breaking that stigma, and I'm that's why I was really intimated that I should do interview with you because like you are changing the mindset.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
that is my goal. That is my goal. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. You should be able to do this.
yeah, that's true. That's really true. And we are so happy that, there are someone who is, inspiring other women. Like,
Yeah.
you should not stop. You can do that, at any age.
Right, right.
Yeah. So,
What
how was your journey to become a mindset coach? Because health and mindset coach, because you were working full time,
Mhm.
you have kids to take care of, family to take care of. So, how was your journey?
So I'm going to tell you, initially, I did not give it much time. I did it as a hobby. Like there's so many people out here who are enthusiastic about this is what I'm working out, this is what I'm doing, and they're sharing that. And that's how I started. Like, this is what I'm eating, this is the workout I'm doing. And people were like, oh, intrigued, like, what is she doing? How is she doing it? And that's how it built interest. So it was more like a hobby when I started out. And then I think over time, for me, it became about, hey, why don't I build a business? Because I started seeing women who did not even have half the qualifications I have, who were making a ton of money doing this. So I was like, why am I not doing this? And even today, like I spend a good 3 hours, 4 hours a day, in spite of still having a full-time job. Um, so I basically started with 1 hour, 2 hours, and started learning things through Google and YouTube. They were my teachers. They taught me how to use social media. They taught me how to start talking, how to start writing, because I don't have those qualifications. Like my, school business qualification is completely different from what, being a health coach is. And then I started educating myself about nutrition, about the clients who were coming to me had different criterias. There's so many hormonal issues out there. Like 80% of my clients who come to me have all kinds of hormonal issues. So educating myself on that, learning what's going to work for them in their stage of their life. And there's certain things that are baseline in this, like learning how to eat, clean,
Yeah.
working out, like basic things. But yeah, there are going to be certain foods that work for you according to your age or conditions, and certain that do not. So having said that, I started to work on educating myself, and now it's become like second nature. I started educating people on how to meal plan and meal prep. That's like my pet peeve, which every Sunday I talk about it, because that was a game changer for me once I started learning how to eat and having a plan. A lot of us go through Monday, Tuesday thinking like, yay, we ate healthy. Wednesday, your car starts to go slow. And by Thursday, you're all the way down because you did not have a plan. So that's how it is for me too. And by Friday, I was like, give me all the junk that's around. And that's why people start off well in the week and then go downhill. And then they blame the weekend. And I said, no, it's not the weekend. It is, you're not planned. You don't have a plan. And that's my thing, is like, I show women how to do that.
Mhm.
Because to have a plan, it doesn't what your eating style is, whether you're vegetarian, non-vegetarian. I'm vegetarian, so a lot of my things, guidance are based on vegetarian diet. But it's not impossible to achieve goals based on your diet, your kind of diets, or being Indian. Like that's the number one misconception people have. Like, I'm Indian and I'm vegetarian, and that is the BS I used to get from a lot of gyms and nutritionists that I used to, because a lot of American nutritionists don't get it. They're like, oh, you're the one who eats dal and roti. I'm like, yeah, but there is a way to. So that was something that was missing a lot initially when I started. And now I think over time, a lot of that has changed. I've seen so many new fitness and, programs geared towards Indians, and nutrition programs geared towards Indians that are out there.
Yeah.
I started. So it was kind of new and I had to figure it out. But now I have a very good understanding and guide people along that, the whole package. And the mindset part. I know you talked about mindset.
Yeah.
So I know I'm talking a lot, but this is very important to share. So when I started my journey, the first 4 months, I was 100% dedicated to my nutrition, my workouts, water, everything I was doing right. I lost a ton of weight. I dropped 3 dress sizes. I looked fit, but I wasn't happy from the inside. You people think you're going to lose weight and you're going to be happy. You
Yeah.
think you're size and you're going to be happy. But the biggest thing people don't realize is the mindset. Are you truly happy? You can be a size 10 and be happy. You can be a size 0 and be unhappy. How do you stay happy?
Yeah.
Is a big part in it. So that's why I have myself labeled as mindset, because I focus that a lot. And that came to me through coaching, because that was like one of the main things of being a Beachbody coach is you have to do personal development, which is every day I read a book that helps me personally develop. Second thing I do is I practice gratitude, which again makes a huge part in your mindset. And then third is like affirmations and, just visualizing what you want in life. So you could be any size, but if your mindset is not right, you're never happy with your results. You just never will be. I mean, how many women do you know who are like skinny and look at themselves in the mirror and be like, oh, I have fat over here? It's a mindset. It will be that.
Yeah.
So that's something people don't think about when it comes to fitness and nutrition. It's more than just fitness and nutrition. It really starts with your mind.
Yeah, that's true. Like because I have personally experienced since childhood. I was skinny, and then after I got into college and all that, I got little healthier side. And I know people who are skinnier than me, and they still think that I have put on a weight. And I was like, seriously. I start rolling my eyes like, if she put on a weight, then what about me? I'm like
Yeah.
much healthier than you.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. And yeah, you just have to learn to overcome these challenges. And that's how, you learn, and it comes with time. It's just like, fitness and your results don't happen overnight. Your mindset changes doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like as you mentioned, the being an Indian and being a vegetarian, it people think it's difficult to have a healthy diet.
Yep.
So how would you define that? Like even though you eat Indian meal, but you can still balance your carbs and protein. How would you address that?
So the way I always approach, or anybody who asks me in general, like, how do I start, right? I always say start with water. Anything before you touch anything to your mouth, make sure you're drinking a glass of water. Reason being, we confuse dehydration with hunger many times. Like that is a given. So drink a glass of water before anything touches your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Second is how you plate your food. And I've seen this across the board. So many people talk about it. But for weight loss, half your plate should be vegetables. So always look at it this way. Half your plate is vegetables, one fourth is carb, and then one fourth is your protein.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the way we eat is we have roti, which is one fourth. Then we'll have chawal, which is one fourth. Then we'll have sabzi, which is one fourth. And then maybe a little bit of dal, which might be one fourth, right? So that's how we eat. So it's half carbs,
Yeah.
majority. So you have to switch that mentality where half your plate is vegetables, which is very hard. A lot of people find that hard when they start with me. They're like, how am I going to get so many vegetables in the plate? I'm actually using that over time. It's not going to happen magically where you'll be able to eat half a plate of vegetables, but it comes with time. Start with half of the plate. That's the basic. And then one fourth carbs and one fourth protein. And for proteins, I know you had asked me about like, hey, what do you suggest? Vegetarian. I mean, as Indians, if you look at it, we have so many varieties, like so many types of beans and dals and all to choose from. You have to see what works for your system. One thing I'm going to say is soak your beans and legumes and your dals before you eat it because they need to germinate. A lot of us, especially with the American lifestyle, we just want everything quick. Like so many people who will soak it for like 15 minutes, throw it in the IP with water and whatever, and then cook it. That is not the way to cook your dals and your things. And then people are like, I get gassy, doesn't work, it doesn't digest. It's because you did not soak it. Very important to soak your legumes and dals. The bigger the legumes, the longer you should soak it. The smaller, the less time. So, like, if you look at like green moong, doesn't take too long. You can soak it for 2 hours and be used. Versus like rajma, chole, you need to soak that a little longer and then use it for cooking because they're like seeds. Like seeds are not supposed to be consumed in the raw form, like literally just put in. You need, right? Because they turn like little. So if it's a big, he asks how long to soak it for. So it depends. Like if it's a small dal or something, I would say 2 hours is more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do like rajma chole or something, I soak it over. I give it a good 8 hours, because you will see there's a lot of gas released, and then I use it to cook. And it turns out softer, it cooks better. And then I actually make a big batch of it, and then I freeze a lot of it so that I can use it even during other weeks
Mm-hmm.
uh, while meal prepping. So I always have like a good batch of chole rajma, even like sprouts. If I make sprouts, I will freeze a big batch. So I'm always making extra, especially in the summer, so we can use it anytime. I don't have to every week do this. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
works. Yeah. And then I also do tofu. I love tofu. Tempeh is another one. And then you can absolutely do dahi. You can do, cottage cheese, all those things that are available. I know a lot of people talk about paneer. I've seen paneer being used a lot by a lot of nutritionists online. I'm not a big fan of paneer when it comes to using it as a protein, because what people don't realize, it is also a healthy fat. Paneer
Yeah.
is fat also doesn't work with everybody's diets. Hear
Mm-hmm.
me out, because I know there are many people with gut issues that they don't even know. When they eat paneer, it really messes up their tummy. You cannot, not everyone can digest paneer. So when people come to me, I say paneer is like a nice to have. It's like a treat for you, but don't use it regularly in your diet. That's the way I work. And it's worked definitely well for me and a lot of my clients. Um, yeah, so paneer, I usually say it's like a cheese, it's a healthy fat. Don't always count it as everyday source of protein. Once that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you mentioned about paneer and the meal prep, so I just wanted to ask you, like, how about, especially for the working women,
Yeah.
if I do a meal prep and, prepare my protein on Sunday, and then I'm gonna use on next week, like for each day I have a one protein, like one day chole, one day rajma, one day tofu. So how about that?
So I recommend having at least 4 times protein in a day, not just once. Every
Okay.
should have a protein. So as a vegetarian, even just starting out, you should be having 4 to 5 cups of veggies every day. A lot of us don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, if lucky, 3 cups. I've seen people if they do it, 4 to 5 cups. So that's why the first thing I do is I do a shake in the morning, which is my protein shake, which has more than just protein. It has vitamins, minerals, and all that good stuff. And I also put like some spinach in it, some fruit in it, so that way I get a whole meal with protein, veggies, and fruit. That's how I start. Then for like lunch, I will either do like rajma, chole, black-eyed beans, rongi, any of those things with a sabzi. And then maybe my carb could be roti, it could be brown rice, it could be quinoa, whatever I choose. So that'll be my lunch. Then my snack, I can do like anything with yogurt, fruits, nuts, anything of that such will give me my protein. Or you can do a chana chaat or something simple as that. That can be your snack, and you can have it with chai, and it works perfect, right?
Mhm.
Then dinner is when then my fourth protein comes in. So if you think about it, every meal I have a protein. So nighttime, again, it can be another form of dal, or it can just be sauteed tofu on the side I have that I add it to my sabzi or my dal or whatever I'm having. So
Okay.
that getting again a fourth source of protein. So I really focus on getting 4 sources of protein. And if you're doing strength training, you need even more. But this is just the basic. And especially as we age, women should really focus on getting 4 portions of protein and a good 4 to 5 cups of veggies every day in their
Okay.
diet. Yeah. And then when you start eating like that, you'll realize you will not crave the carbs that much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one thing I also do in dinner time, I don't do carbs. I only do carbs my lunch and breakfast, and that's it. So
Okay.
it helps you, because in the nighttime your body slows down. You're not as active at night. You don't have to go anywhere. So just sitting around. So you don't need the carbs then to give you energy. The energy is required in the morning and afternoon to help your body survive through the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, you start your morning with the protein shake, right? So the people who are just starting to do a workout, and they are maybe just do walking or in-house exercise, the normal exercise.
Mhm.
So is it okay for them to take the protein powder or?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Anybody and because People find it very hard to find good sources of protein, right, to bring it into their diet. And I do a vegan shake every morning. I don't do whey protein because for my body, vegan works better. For digestion purposes, it makes me gassy. It just makes me very gassy. So I know what's working for me. And that's one thing I tell my clients is maintain a food log, because what foods work for me might not work for you. Like, certain vegetables also that work for me might not work for you. So you have to see what's working for your body. And you'll also realize that certain foods that you were eating since childhood, as you get older, will not work for you anymore.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Like a lot of women, like with fermented food, like, our dosa, idli, dhokla, it doesn't work for them anymore because now fermented food causes them stomach aches. They've developed certain conditions where their gut is not helping them to digest. But yeah, if you're starting out with any kind of program, like I have women who are only doing nutrition with me and they're not doing a workout program because of physical limitations, I just tell them get 10,000 steps in. That's one easy way. Even if you're like locked up in your house, just walk up and down your house. That's all I say. Get up every hour and walk for 5 minutes and come back. It helps you readjust your body also, and it gives movement in your body. 30-minute workout for me first thing in the morning is one way to wake me up and get moving. But that's not enough. Like, I still get up, I still walk around, I still go for a walk with my dog. So those are ways I make sure my body is constantly moving. It's not like you work out in the morning and then you just sit.
Yeah.
You still have to move, because even sitting down has become a pandemic, which people don't realize. It is like another silent killer for a lot of, because
Yeah.
we're not moving.
Yeah, that's totally true because like I know many people including me, like during pandemic we have put on the weight because we don't have to go out and just cook and eat, and it's so difficult.
It was difficult. Mentally, it's a lot to handle back then. But I have to tell you, like, because of the routine I maintain, I was able to survive it without going crazy with the food and the weight and everything. But yeah, this is a lifestyle. Like, literally, I say, when people say, how long do I have to do it? I'm like, lifetime. You can't stop doing this. It's like asking me, how long do I have to brush to keep my teeth clean? You have the answer.
You know what, your sentence just remind me because I know one person who told me, like, because I told, like, I started eating oats in the morning for my breakfast, and the person said, like, how long you gonna do that, how long you gonna eat the oats? And I was like, seriously? I will try my best, till I can.
Yeah, whatever works for you. If you feel it makes you feel good and keeps you full, do it. Do it for
Yeah.
as long as you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I really want to know when you started, right? Uh, uh, what you have listened from others, especially comparing to age and the healthy lifestyle. Like, what was other people's view?
You mean like the good and the bad?
Yeah.
Well, initially, like I said, there was nobody I knew who was doing this, right? And they were like, you have no experience. Who's going to follow you? In fact, my husband had told me, he's like, you're not going to last more than 3 months in this. And I was like, let me show you. I'm going to prove you wrong. uh, but yeah, I did not know if I was going to last. Honestly, I didn't. I just, like I said, I started out as a hobby. I was like, let's see how long this lasts, how long I sustain it. It became more an accountability thing for me. Like if I show up every day, that puts like an additional pressure for me that I better show up. Otherwise, people are going to be like, oh, this was another thing where she started and she quit, right? It just becomes like that. But people were not supportive. I'll be honest. I did not have much support. I was made fun of. I was being watched. People were literally waiting for me to fail. And that's a fact of life. Like when you
Yeah.
try to go through a route which nobody has ever taken, people are waiting for you to fail. You're not going to get many supporters. But I have to tell you, the Beachbody community was amazing because they were a bunch of women who had already gone through this, and they held me. They literally held me in my good and my bad times. So they were not Indian. They were no, women I'd never met in my life. They all live in different states, but we were bound by this online community, which not a lot of people get to see. And they held me through this, and they were like, just follow the process. Just trust the process. Trust your gut that you can do this and keep going. So I think I just trusted my gut that I can do this, even though I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just kept going and I just kept learning along the way. I learned from my mistakes. I learned from my failures. And I'll tell you, 95% of any journey is struggle. It's struggle. It's a fact. 5% is what you see, the highlight reel on Instagram. But 95% is a struggle. Whether it was waking up in the morning, whether it was like meal prepping every Sunday, I was like, oh my God, again, I have to do it. Um, whether it's like how many times people said no to me initially when I was trying to find clients and people were like, no, because I wasn't big. I didn't have a name, but I knew this worked. So I would like literally say, trust me for a month. I'm going to get you results for a month. And that's how I started getting clients. And when they were getting results, it built confidence in me. So I think that's how it starts, with a lot of no's, a lot of struggles. Basically everything telling you that you're going to fail, but you just have to hold strong. That's all. And it takes personal development. That's why it's key to success.
That's true. That's really true. As you said, are your most of the clients are like South Asian or from the all races?
So right now it's primarily South Asian because that was something that was lacking in the Beachbody market. So that's I went after because I was like, hey, that's my niche. That's where people are. There are not that many people doing Beachbody. And I had many clients who came to me who were like, we had Beachbody, but it doesn't work for an Indian lifestyle. I'm like, yes, it does. You probably didn't have an Indian coach to show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Big eye opener for many people. Yeah. So I took advantage of it. I was like, yeah, why not? Let me try.
Yeah. So as you have majority of South Asian people, South Asian clients, so what are the mindset they come with and how you change their mindset?
So really it's about food, right? So I think a lot of people come with that mindset like, hey, do I have to give up roti? Do I have to give up rice? Do I have to give up something to live this lifestyle? And I say, no. If you have to give up something that you love, you're never going to stick with it. I've been doing this for now over 5 years. And if you told me I have to give up dessert, I have to give up cocktails, I'm not going to do it. you know, and all these diet, keto, blah, 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 whatever's out there in the market, I don't believe in it. I don't, because those are temporary solutions. If you can sustain it for a lifestyle, kudos to you. I cannot. I need like my parathas on the weekend. I need my, like I said, I love cocktails. You're going to see me every weekend showing my cocktails. Uh, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of people come with this assumption that they have to give up something in order to get results. And I say, no, you have to learn moderation. You have to learn like portion control. You have to learn how much you can enjoy. You cannot sit with a big plate of 6 gulab jamuns and say, I need to eat all and I need to lose weight.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I have 1 or 2 gulab jamuns. If you're willing to eat a half a plate of veggies, if you're to make that compromise and start changing that mindset, you will, right? Because now you're eating less of the gulab jamun and more of the veggies. So there automatically you see a transition, right? So I think it's changing that mindset for women on how they can achieve their goals. And also the second thing is this is not going to be a magic pill. You're going to start eating well this week and you're going to drop it drastically. If it took you 6 months to put on that much weight, it's going to take you 12 months to lose all that weight.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. It could take even less. Who knows? But you have to be realistic about your goals. You have to be realistic about how you got to where you are today. Is going to take you more time to change that mindset. And I'm not with them 24/7, right? So when you're alone at a party and there's all this good food over there,
Yeah.
how are you going to talk to yourself? Those are the mindset changes that I try and bring in women, where they have to make a choice and they have to hold strong and say, this is not the last time I'm ever going to eat this. I'm going to enjoy a little bit today. And then I'm also going to make sure I drink my water and eat healthy. So those are the type of changes that you have to start making it. And that's how it becomes a lifestyle. So you're never deprived, but you're definitely going to reduce the quantity of what you're eating. So
Yeah.
those are a couple of challenges that women have to try and change that mindset.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, desserts, those who have like super crazy sugar cravings, like I know I do. So, so what are your thoughts about cheat days? Like, because I have heard this, many coach mention cheat days, but like, what are your thoughts?
So we call it a treat day. Your weekends are your treat day. You pick one day, especially when you're just starting out. I want you to be like really regiment. I want you to be very, very strict about how you're approaching nutrition. It should not be like Friday is a treat day, Saturday is a treat day, and Sunday is also. That's 3 out of 7 days. Like, how is it going to work? Right? So you start with one treat day. So like for me, I'm at maintenance level, right? So I can have more than one treat day. I can have two. That's the way I go. But at least 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, I'm eating super clean. There are no cheats, there are no treats, there are nothing. They're like very clean days. My Friday and Saturday, I'll have like cocktail here, cocktail there. But then also, I know my limit, like one and a half max. I don't go beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm eating clean pretty much for the most of the day. So my thought on it is, starting out, stick with one day. One bad day is not going to ruin all the effort you put in all the. Just put it this way. And to maintain your sanity, you need to have that. You need to have that treat. Because otherwise, if you keep, killing your wishes to enjoy that plate of chaat or that chola bhatura or something, you're not going to be able to sustain it. No. And stop checking your weight the next day. Like, oh my God, I ate chola bhatura. My weight increased. Yeah, so what? Half a pound, 1 pound. It's no big deal. But for the rest of the time, you need to eat. And one thing about sugar cravings also is it really comes down to how you're eating throughout the day. Cravings start because you haven't eaten enough. When
Oh,
you eat enough, you are going to have cravings. A lot of women think that eating less is going to help you lose weight. It's actually going to slow your metabolism. It's actually going to increase your cravings for all kinds of stuff. That namkeen you see during chai time, then you can't control it because at 3, 4 p.m. when your sugar level drops because you didn't eat well throughout the day, cravings come in, nighttime cravings. It all starts with not eat well throughout the day. So start with a big breakfast, a big lunch. Dinner should be your smallest meal. And that's how you're going to start seeing the changes in your body. Again, that's why it's important to have a coach who holds you accountable, who shows you, who basically checks in with you and make sure you're doing the right things. Otherwise, it's very hard. It's
yeah.
very hard on your own. I never had that kind of like, you being that disciplined earlier till I found a coach and she showed me, and that's how I show others. Yeah. So
Yeah, so even like you are eating healthy, discipline is important, and the way you eat is really important.
discipline and consistency, right? If you do something consistently, you get it, and it becomes second nature. It's like, I say when you teach your kid how to ride a bike, initially they're going to whine and cry. They're with the training wheels. They're like, oh, this is awful. I'm going to fall. I'm going to fall. Eventually, if they keep doing it every day, they get it,
Yeah,
right? Training wheels come off, you don't need that coach. Training wheels come off, and you can ride that bike on your own. It's the same thing with this. The more you repeat, like they say, 21 days to build a habit, it takes 12 weeks eventually to make it a lifestyle and for others to see it. So
yeah.
don't think it's just a month. A month is just to get you started and warmed up. It takes at least 3 to 4 months to make it a lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I know like we have a lot to talk about it, and I'm just so into health because you have a lot of information about it. So I'm just enjoying about that. So,
Sure.
as you are a health and a mindset coach, so do you coach both things separately, or like, uh, do you get client who just need a change of mindset, or this both things come together?
They both come together. I don't separately coach anybody on mindset. It's something I give all my clients when they come to me for health and nutrition. So, health and nutrition is the easy part. It's the easiest part. It's the mindset thing that takes time because I can even coach you on mindset, right? But then when life throws you curveballs, something happens in your family, or somebody lost a job, or your child is sick, it's those moments where I see people, how do they behave? did the mindset coaching really help you or not? So like today, I'm going to tell you, there was a client of mine. She has two kids. One is 5 and one is like 2 or 3 years old son. And her son ended up in the ER last night because he shoved a bobby pin up his nose. And this morning she was still up at 5:15. She was done with her workout. She's like, this is the way I maintain my sanity. And I was like, yeah, it is a fact. And that's the mindset I want women to build. Like, this lifestyle is not a punishment. It's something that makes you feel good. It's therapy for free. And if you don't take advantage of it, or if you don't look at it that way, you're always going to hate workouts. Always used to hate workouts before, you know, and now I love it. It's my form of letting go of my stress, and so many other things that I face every day. I mean, in the last 5.5 years, it's not like I've not faced my set of challenges, but one thing I'll tell you is I show up every single day, no matter what, no matter how bad my day is, I will show up. And I end up feeling good at the end of it. So you'll always see me smiling at the end of a workout because nobody ever regrets a workout.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, doing a workout every day. So if you are on vacation, so obviously you have to limit your what you are eating, but how about the workout? How you will manage your lifestyle during the vacation?
So on vacation, I literally eat anything and everything. If you saw my reel from Monday,
Yeah.
I ate like crap. It's okay. It was just a few days, you know, few days in the year is not going to like ruin my habits. Yeah, it happens. I came back with like 3 pounds more, 2, 3 pounds more, and I even lost everything because you don't put on weight from your bad habits. You're just retaining water because you're eating more salty foods. You're not eating on time. You end up with like vacation constipation. A lot of us end up with constipation, which not many people talk about because your food habits are all over the place on vacation, which is fine. And I enjoy myself on vacation. I don't think about weight. I don't think about always being fit. But there are certain things I'll make sure that I'm drinking enough water. I do my shake at least. Whenever possible, I will try and get a protein in. I'll try and get my veggies in. But if there's no option available, I enjoy because I know once I get back, I'll go back into a habit. I do recommend don't just sit around and do nothing. If I don't have any physical activity planned in my vacation, I do work out for 30 minutes. I'll do a cardio workout or I'll go for a run. If I'm at the beach, I'll go for a run in the morning. I'll wake up before my family does, and they know I'm that crazy person who'll be the first person out. I love getting my alone time in the morning, and I love those 30, 40 minutes just to myself. You know, it
Yeah.
just helps me stay sane. So these workouts are also accessible everywhere. I've worked out when I was visiting India in the past or Europe, anywhere I can access these workouts online. So that's the beauty. You don't even need weights or anything. You can do other body weight type activities. You can do cardio, 30 minutes. And I'm like, I got a workout in. But yeah, these are basic things that I do. If I can't get a workout in and I just want to sleep in, I sleep in because vacation is your time to really recoup and rest your body, right? You need to give your body a break too. Very important. Sleep is such a big thing. I'm going to tell you, sleep is the most underutilized weight loss tool. You get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, same time you sleep and same time you wake up, your body will feel so much better. So much better. You don't even know.
Yeah. And speaking of like workouts, right? Because many people have that misconception like you should do workout at empty stomach, and maybe you should eat after your workout. So what do you feel about that?
It really depends. Like for me, yeah, in the morning, I only do my pre-workout, that drink Energize, which helps me to like, feel energized in the morning. There have been workouts where I would eat a meal before I worked out. So if I'm doing a very intense, strength training workout, I will eat like, either slice of toast with peanut butter or a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I don't have the energy in the morning to work out, I'll do it. But normally with my like 30 workouts that I'm doing now, it's not super intense. So I don't do anything. I don't eat anything. Like I'll just drink water. I'll do apple cider vinegar also in the morning. Then I do my pre-workout and I work out. But yeah, there's no such thing where it just depends what workout program you're doing. But if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, you really don't need anything unless you're feeling really weak in the morning. then I'd say, okay, eat like half a banana or half an apple or something so that, you get that natural energy to work out. Yeah. But there's no rule as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when you Google it, there are a lot of information, and then
Yeah.
when you read so much and you don't know anything or you don't have a coach, you just, get confused.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, even like eating patterns. When I started out, I used to eat 5 times a day, 5 to 6 times. Like I wasn't a person who could eat a big meal initially. Like I'm a snacker, so that's why I started. Like I would have a breakfast, then I'd have a small snack, then I'll have a small lunch, then a snack, and then dinner, and maybe again another snack. That's how I started out, and that worked for me initially. When I was learning how to lose weight and everything. But over time, I've realized that doesn't work for me anymore. Like now, I stick to 3 to 4 meals, and I think it works perfect. Like, breakfast, lunch, dinner. My dinner is usually by 6, and I'm done.
Okay.
Because have your last meal at least 4 hours before you hit bed. That's the way I look at it. If I need a snack on certain days between lunch and dinner, then I'll do a little snack. But otherwise, I just have my chai with a little bit of like namkeen, and then I just have an early dinner, and I'm done.
Okay.
So that's how I eat now because I'm not super active, right? We're not going out and doing a whole lot. So in that case, 3 big meals and maybe a small snack is all I need. And that's what I recommend.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're not moving too much.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah. I don't want to hold you for a longer time, but I have one last question. So,
sure.
being a South Asian or being a Desi girl, how you see the reflection in your lifestyle and in your professional and personal life?
Um, so I guess your question is like, what do I see myself as in the world? So honestly, I see what my future is going to be. Not my future, but like my future, my kids, right? That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to undo years of, you know, certain, I guess, stigma or certain things that were assumed how they see mom should be or how they see girls should be in the future. Um, so I guess I'm trying to be that person for my kids where when they're moms, they're going to be somewhat like me or a little more even better than me because I don't want them to ever feel like I held them back or starting something new because of her age. That should never be. I also tell them being a corporate person is not your lifestyle. That was something I did not have a choice when I came. So I want them to feel they have the option to do and be anything. And any age, you can learn something new and make something out of it. The journey might be longer because I'm new. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything. My journey is longer. But I feel like this generation is so different, and the girls in their 30s and 20s are so much more talented out there than when I started. So I still have a lot to learn. I'm still growing. It never ends. You're always a work in progress. That's what you need to be. And for any woman who's watching this, 40 plus or even 30s or stay at home mom, I've been there. I've been stay at home mom for 5 years with both my girls when they were little. This option was not available to me back then. It started much later in life. You can be anything. Doesn't matter if you have kids, doesn't matter what age they are. You can make time for yourself. You just have to figure out how you're going to start delegating stuff,
Mm-hmm.
having your partner getting involved, finding help, and then you can do anything. Anything. There should never be an issue that I'm a beginner. That's the biggest problem people have is they're going to see me small. But what if you become big? What if you became big? It all starts from being small. Like I'm sure even this Desi Girl magazine, when you started, it started out small and now it's growing, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with anything in life. We all start from grade one and we all eventually get there. So just some people take longer, some people go fast. Just do it. Do it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful advice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you, Urvi.
Me too. Thank you so much for such a wonderful information as well, especially for the vegetarians who still, find difficult to get the nutrition.
Yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand. It really comes down to like following structure, and being repetitive. That's how it happens.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming to our platform and have a wonderful day.
You too, dear. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.